attempting to stream today, December 22nd. Market's already opened. And I'm looking at both ES and NQ. I'm going to drop down to the 5-minute here. First of all, let me put my blue mark here. All right. So I like how pre-market has taken out London's previous day high. London also took out Asia's high. Look to see if there's any specific news today. Hopefully you can hear me. No news, nothing significant, no red folder, and any news that had taken place today has already resulted here. So we're not looking at anything there. Also here, I notice price is already taken out London highs here too. And now NQ seems to be melting a little bit. It is the beginning of market open, so volatility is present. All right. I'm attempting to trade while the kids are at home. Let's see how much focus I can get. So I can see that there's a fair value gap here. Looking to see that it gets inversed. I've already seen that break of structure has taken place here. So let's see if we get a fair value gap that's inversed and a new one created. And here the same thing. Break of structure take place at this London, and fair value gap looks like it's waiting for the candle to close. Alrighty. Got this large gap that's being made right now in NQ. It's inversed it. We've had a breaker structure. Now we're just looking for a fair value gap. You can draw an equilibrium here from the last swing low to this swing high. I think I draw it backwards. here. The goal is for price to still reach back into the space, somewhere in between the space, depending on when price. Yeah, all right. Depending on price want to pop back in to this gap that's hopefully being formed. Let's see, gap here, gap here. It's been inversed. Maybe here, breaker structure has been shown. It's been inversed. Let's see. I've not looked for an SMT divergence. Oh, I see. I can't really see on here. Let me change my crosshairs. Yeah, can't see it at all. All right. Okay, looking at the crosshairs, let's see. If I'm expecting a bearish response, which I am, I was looking for higher highs, at least on the 5 minute, but it's been better to look on the 30 minute or the 1 hour. One minute and 30 seconds before the candle closes. These lines that pop up here, these are relatively equal lows of the equal high lines that I put on as an indicator. I don't usually pay attention to them, which is why I put them on as an indicator. Let's see, 56 seconds before it closes. EQ has a really good gap here that looks to be forming. If that's the case, we just wait for the next price to tip in and close out, and then we can potentially take that trade down. Let me go out to the 30 minute and see what we're looking like. On the 30 minute, we've got this support level here that I drew with this white box, and then we've got this higher time frame gaps here. Here, 30 minute. We also have X looks variable. Let's just go back to the photo. Okay, candle's been formed. Let's go to a 5 minute. Cool, cool, cool. So looks like we formed a good fair value gap here, a bearish one. And so we're looking to see if this candle decides it's going to enter in or not. So the candle here has entered into this bearish or this bullish gap that I drew previous, but this candle here does not form. This candle here does not form a bearish gap itself. So I'm just gonna watch to see. Because ES and S&P kind of mirror each other, sometimes if something takes place on one, I can use that as a confirmation for the other. So that's what I'm looking to do. I try not to go in. Now, see, this candle hasn't entered in here. Actually, let me, if I drop down to the 2 minute, still hasn't. I don't know if this is a gap here. Let me see. It's not a gap. If it was, it would have been drawn. Okay, so that's not a gap. So here kind of proves to be a gap, doesn't it? On the 3 minute. So we're gonna go NQ, NQ 2 contracts. So here's the right one. Oh, maybe I turned it off. Weird. Oh. Okay, so I'm just gonna have to watch it. For some reason, I can't set my stop on there. We're doing short position somewhere here, I guess. Putting my stops kind of above this swing high, and I'm waiting for profit to at least hit here. That's not much, and that's okay. Let's see what we get. If you can hear my kids in the background, that's what happens. Let's see. I don't know if I'm gonna get out of this or not. I definitely got stopped out somewhere halfway through here for my Combine accounts and lost those accounts. So I'm just going to recalibrate and look for, because this is still a pretty good fair value gap. So technically we're still in. Realistically, we can go in with a smaller size. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I'm choosing the holidays to even trade. Okay, it's possible? No, not with this one. I think you can do with, so you can do 94, 99, and 72. And 72. Those. I'm gonna wait for a candle to close out of this, like I had before, because the position is still void. Unless the candle closes above this gap, this position is still valid. But I'm gonna wait for a candle to close out to go back in. If the candle closes above here, then this gap is invalidated and we need to regroup and look for maybe a bullish move here. Let's see. look like we're trying to form a um, bearish fair value gap here, at least on NQ. PS has not really successfully tried to make fair value gaps yet. It did make this bullish run, which got invalidated. This is all on the 5 minute. But on NQ, we've made a bearish gap, which technically we still stayed in. I got stopped out because of how much leverage I had, but we're still technically in this bearish. So the goal is to see if the candle can, not only has it, well, it's still basically being formed, but this large dark candle gives thought to this being a bearish continuation. This doji indecisive candle also gives that. If this candle here is able to close out and we have another candle tap back in to this space or even up here and come out, then we can look again for bearish continuation and take sells to the downside. technically haven't shown closed. Now we've hit this line here, which is the key level. This is a previous this is a London session low here. I like this candle here, which kind of shows we're going to keep going down, but I haven't seen, despite this gap being made, which is great, I'd like to see candle touch back in. Now, I don't always like going back in like at a lower time frame to see this. I want to see it happen on a 5 minute, but we may not get that type of confirmation. And the reason being that one, it's the holiday period. Also, there's not news. Sometimes news does give more momentum and more volume. We're still within the macros for trading, so it's not like we're out of that window. But this is also a key level here. This is a key level too. So price in this area, I'm like, I want to get away from here. I want to see price like I want to see price come down, show that it recognizes here, maybe even recognizes here before it starts to come down or what have you, because these levels are important. The good thing is that we're still maintaining the initial gap up here, and we have good candle structure to show that we're still going towards the downside. But now being of this key level, I want to see if pricing closes beneath it in the next 2 minutes. Then now it's ticked underneath, which is cool. And there's a green or bullish hourly fair value gap up here and a bearish fair value gap on the hourly. That's fine. But if we can show that it goes beyond this level and continues downward, preferably to this support position, which it can do. It has the volume to do that. That's a 200-point move. If it has the volume to do that, then that'd be cool. But I'm not willing to go back down to the 3 minutes because on the 3 minute here, you can see the fair value gap was made. Actually, I think it was the 2 minute. No, even on the 2 minute, you don't see the fair value gap being touched back in. This smaller one. Now this larger one, yeah, it's fine. But I kind of want to see it either touch back in, go in, because technically it's not touched in. It's just touched the Asia high. I think this is an Asian high price here. So for me, why are these colors so dark? Yeah, or so light. For me, I'd like to see price close beneath this key level for me to say, okay, yeah, I think we're on the bearish end. Let's see. We've got 45 seconds left on this candle. Meanwhile, up here, yes, it's just not making any bearish moves, but I will say, well, actually, I was gonna say we might see an SMT divergence on the 5 minute, but not really. I almost forgot about this. Yeah. Let's just keep seeing. The fact that ES has not made any, I mean, it's made this tiny one here. That's interesting. Okay, so it closed beneath. So I feel inclined to take sells below, but I'm gonna wait. Another reason why I'm waiting is because one, obviously I've already lost like 3 accounts doing this because of my trading style, but also I mentioned before there's not much news going on. This back and forth of like, let's see, price opened up here. So price took out this London high, which is great, and it reversed, which is great, but it went back up, which is annoying, but it didn't take out this previous swing high technically. Actually, maybe it kind of did. It just came up to it. Or, well, realistically, price opened up here. So this is the highest point up here. So it didn't technically take this section out, but it got pretty close and made relatively equal highs and then came back down. So right now, price action, just looking at the direction of the market, here you could say, hey, we're steadily going up. Here you could say we're steadily going up. Here in this moment right now, you're sort of looking at it and just going, well, I don't know. It's kind of seesawing. I like that it's closed beneath this um, swing low, which is great. But I kind of want to see it move further down. Same thing here. NQ actually looks a little bit better as far as price action is concerned, because while it came up, even though it honored this fair value gap here, it came up, it did not take out this previous swing high. It's still going downward, but NQ is such a volatile instrument, so I try not to just jump into it without having enough confirmation. ES has not made a significant fair value gap. This is an okay fair value gap, but it never got tapped into on the 5 minute for me to use. And then see how bullish this green candle is. Just watching the candles when it moves like this. Had we gone into this, you would have just been in drawdown for a while, especially with NQ, um, because of how, I don't want to say volatile, actually how volatile this candle is looking right now. So it's a good idea to wait. Let's just wait and let's see um, what we do. But between the two of these, based on price action, NQ has a better look. It's giving you a lower high appearance versus ES is giving you equal highs, which is its own set of level of liquidity too, because if these are equal highs relatively, then I can say this is a draw on liquidity and we could still see a bearish continuation here. But I need some more confirmation. I need it to be certain that we are actually going to go in the downward space. So let's just see what this candle does in the next 2 minutes. Meanwhile, on the Forex side, I don't know why I'm still in this trade. Let's see, let's go out to the 4 hour. It's technically not hit my stop loss yet. I've definitely closed above my fair value gap. I guess in my head, I'm like, typical, like, hey, maybe it'll reverse. This is a support level, so we could reverse back upward. Let's just see what happens. Yep, it is a support level. That's another reason why I put my stop below here. But I just want to be aware of that. And then this, I don't know what it's doing. I had fair value gap drawn here. So far the fair value gap is still being honored, which is great, but we are in drawdown. So we are red everywhere. This trade, this is the problem with trading with someone else's money. You don't get to decide how you, I feel like I'm up here, which, where am I? Okay, so I went from all those accounts to only having three, which is fine. So I down 1.8, right? Also on Friday, I had also I was negative 3,000 on each of the accounts. So add that with this, that's what took me out of all of those, plus these express accounts. But I'd already requested payout prior to, so those are processing. So these three accounts, which I don't know what their balances are because Top Step dashboard is currently down. So like when you log in, it says they're, oh, now they're up. Okay. So I'm 148 on the 150. I think I can't lose more than 6K or something on it. This dashboard has not, it hasn't reset yet because if it did, it'll know that I've already lost these three accounts and it would let me, what do you call it? It would let me like reset them basically. So 52, 15, and 72. I wonder if I can just do that. Into, because I have these credits there. So I did the 72, 15, and 52. Right, 15. And then 52. These are all free credits that I have had that hadn't used. All right. 1, 2, 3. So 47, 38, 98, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go here, copy trading. Do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Save it. Put it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Yeah, we're still doing this nonsense here. NQ is honoring this fair value gap beautifully. ES is just looking like I don't even know what. Let me just refresh that. I have one credit left, and I would like to do like a 50. When these go away, I could do a 50 because all my 50s down here are ineligible for reset. So, the reason for resetting these 150s are one, those are the only ones that I could reset, but also you're allowed to be in a bigger draw and larger drawdown with these. So yeah, that's why I did that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The dashboard for Top Step has not updated. It's still showing that I have all of these accounts, which I do not. It takes a little while for it to recalibrate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, anyways. Let me go here. Yeah, so I mean, it's honoring this. It just needs to keep going. It needs to go beneath this or something and stay beneath this for me to feel like, okay, we're good to go, especially if I'm going to go back into the market. but we're also hitting macros. So by 10:30, if it doesn't get there, which it looks like it won't, then I'll probably wait, recalibrate, look at 11:30, or I might just be done for today because I don't want to sit on the charts all day too. So we'll see. Alrighty, so I moved a little quick, but price hit this target here once, so I got out one contract, which reduced the loss that I'd had on some previous contracts. Then it gave me about 400 on the other contracts that I have here, or three of them that I have here that are new. Um, and then when I saw price was still kind of going upward, and I just have to always evaluate, like, do I want to stay in this and wait for this to do all of that? Maybe not. Plus these kids, boy, these kids. Can you hold on? Okay. So I, so I was like, okay, if I see it keep reversing, which I did, I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and go out because it could very well still continue bullish. This size of this candle, I mean bearish. The size of this candle is pretty nice and strong, but price action is also kind of trashy, so it may not honor it well enough, or it may take a while. It may do all of this up and down before it finally goes. And I just sometimes you make the decision not to stay in it because your whole head, brain, throat, butt cheeks are all in this trade until you're completely out. And I'm like, I don't know if I have the patience to be in it for this long, especially because the price action is not the best today. So I'm glad that I ended up getting out of my other position once I saw it came half to its size, and so I completely got out. So the three accounts that I have that are new are all 600 or something. Or yeah, three of them are 600 something, and two of them are instead of being negative, instead of being down 1800, I'm down 1200. So yeah, I think I'm done for the day. Um, Lesson learned. Actually, the lesson that I learned on this was to have not entered into this trade yet because I technically wasn't even in my macros. Had I entered into this trade sometime on this candle when it closed out here, then yeah, I would have definitely been in a greater profit. But I entered in way too early, so I entered in the drawdown, which is what took me out. Had I just waited until this candle was made and closed, then I would have been awesome, and I would have taken my profits down here when it hit Asia Asia low. Is this Asia low? Asia high. So yeah, can't complain about this. This is still a really good candle. We could still end up going down bearish. It ticked beneath, but it's going to recalibrate. It's made this bearish fair value gap. So if you continue in this trade, you would have seen, um, you would test to see if this candle touches this fair value gap and tests out. The other thing I wouldn't have done was drop down to my 3 minutes. Sometimes it's the impatience in me. I know that you can look for trades in lower time frame, but sometimes you have to remember that if you look for trade in a lower time frame, is the if the 5 minute or the bigger time frames don't correlate with that, then you're going to be in the drawdown for a longer period of time, and depending on what your risk level is, you'll be stopped out. Basically, this is a nice green candle. It doesn't make you feel great about thinking that this price will keep going down. You just don't know. But either way, I'm gonna take my small coins. I'm gonna take my L and be done. It is a Monday, and as far as my forex account is concerned, we'll see. I'm just, I'm not energetic about what's happening with this right now, but it's slowly moving, so it's not. I'm not super worried. It's not like here where the volume's a lot higher and faster, basically. But if you trade, you can see like this is why it's nice to compare ES and NQ to each other. I'm out, by the way, in case anybody asks. Like I'm totally out. I'm not in any trades. If I were, you'd see PNL fluctuating back and forth here. I'm totally out. I did two contracts of NQ. Then I took partial profits at one contract, and I closed at the second contract. Really small. The reason why I did the two contracts is because I have a combine account and I combine my combines account with my express accounts when I have it. You're limited to the number of contracts, so I just do two. And two for NQ is okay. It's a lot. Okay, it's a huge amount. Um, I'm working on a course where I describe what NQ versus MNQ is. NQ gives you highest like the volatility is crazy. That's another reason why I was stopped out. Had I chosen a smaller, like on micro and then MNQ, or wherever it is, MES, MES, then I wouldn't have been stopped out. But I also wouldn't have gotten this profit of the 600. Um, had I stayed in this contract longer, if the, let's say price continued down here, we would have ended up with like 1,000, 2,000 or so. But A lot of trading is not necessarily the strategy. The strategy is the easiest part. The part of trading that's frustrating is the mental and staying in a trade. So yeah, mentally, I don't want to keep waiting and watching for now. So I'm I've tapped out. But yeah, that was my first stream. Hopefully everything was visible, and we'll see what tomorrow looks like.